All right. Hey guys, hope you're doing okay. Let me do a short trade breakdown of the trade I took today. I'm a bit busy today, so I wanted to get in and get out of the market without it affecting me that much. So first things first, this is a limit order trade, which means that I wasn't next to the market. I marked out my take profit, I marked out my stop loss, and I marked out my entry areas uh, in my broker, and then it took the trade and it took the profit on on the trade. So the first things first I did is to mark out the high and the low, right? The overnight range. So the overnight range, I got this question, how long should this be? It doesn't matter. Why? Because we're watching the highs and the lows of the overnight range, which is the Asia session. We're not watching the how long it becomes. So there's a lot of confusion around the overnight range. So my mentor, let me be honest with you, overnight range, CET. So my mentor uses the overnight range from midnight to 6 a.m. That's what he does. He marks out the midnight Asia session open to 6 a.m. Now, it doesn't work for me. I've tried it. It didn't work for me to mark out the Asia session from midnight to 6 a.m. That's a 6 hour time. There is a pre-market in the London session, which starts at 8 a.m. UTC plus 2. So Central European time is the same as UTC plus 2 or UK time, which is 1 hour behind. But the ones that I'm using to mark out the overnight range is at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, excuse me, 8 o'clock, the high or the low created beneath the 8 o'clock. So why didn't I mark out this low right here? Because there's another low right here. So just to get that out of the way, this is the overnight range. So I waited at 9:15 for the first 15-minute candle to close. Now this is a bit of a risky trade because if you go to the 1 hour, you can see that there's a break of structure right here, right? There's a break of structure right here, but on the higher time frame, if you go to the 4 hour, the higher time frame is bullish. We are bullish, bearish, sorry, we're going down. So what did I do? I waited for the first 15-minute candle to close. Waited for the first 15-minute candle to close. And if I had taken this trade right here, the first 15-minute candle closed over the overnight range. If I've taken this first 15-minute candle right here, this would have given me a 61-point stop loss. I'm not interested in taking these huge stop losses. Why? First of all, there is no clear take profit area from this section right here, right? We don't have any liquidity. The only liquidity that we have is resting above these highs. So you're telling me that the market is going 216 points to take out liquidity today? It's not likely to happen, right? So what did I do? I marked out the equilibrium of this 15-minute candle. There was also a fair value gap created, which I didn't see because I wasn't at the market. Right here. There's a fair value gap created right here. But I didn't see it because I was only at the market at 9:15. So when this candle happened, because the stop loss will be way too huge, I marked out the equilibrium, the 50% mark of this candle. I put my limit order. I risked correct risk 0.5% because I'm under my starting balance. I risked the correct risk. I put my stop loss on the under this start of the fair value gap, not the low of it. This start of the fair value gap because it can this start of the yeah of the fair value gap. It can what can it do? The market can continue retest this fair value gap and then continue to the upside, right? So what did I do? I marked out the 50% mark. I put the equilibrium right there, and I put the limit order right there, and I put my first take profit right here on these highs, on this liquidity. Why? Because there is nothing right here. There is nothing on the left side that determines what the market is going. where the banks and institutions want to go up and take out some liquidity and then continue maybe to the downside. Nothing here is telling me, it's not giving me any data to work with. So the only data that I have is the one right here. Now, you're maybe looking at this and saying, you know what, this is a one-to-one risk reward. Is it worth it? It's worth it because there's a high probability of it taking out the first liquidity area right here. It's worth it for me. Maybe it's not worth it for somebody else. Taking out um, this liquidity right here and then doing a reverse to the downside. So that's why I took my first take profit right here. This could easily be a 1 to 2, right? But there is a higher probability of it stopping at the first liquidity area right here and switching that direction to the downside. So I'd rather take a 1 to 1, pay myself first, and then get out of the trade. Right. This is a trade breakdown of the trade that I'm doing. And just to mention, if you haven't put your name on the waiting list for the live trading room, feel free to do that here. And hope to see you there because I will in the near future do some live trading for you guys. So you can see my thought process, see how I take my trades and hopefully you can learn from that. All right. Take care and see you on the next video. Have a great day.